Hello, Curious! Many of you will surely remember Monica Lewinsky and the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal or Monica Gate that came with her. An intern at Bill Clinton's office who, in a few words, confessed that she had intimate relations while working for the then President of the United States and thus became one of the most shamed women in the country. This story has been the inspiration for many books and series, which are about Bill's version of what happened to him, who, after so much denial, ended up accepting what was going on and admitted to the affair because it was evidenced by DNA tests. And since then, no one has forgotten the name of the woman in question, who was even an inspiration for many famous singers. But what has become of Monica, the woman who dominated the headlines at the time? What projects does she have in mind that she is working on? We're bringing you the latest gossip about Lewinsky, as well as the brand new show Impeachment, American Crime Story. But before we continue, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, turn on the notifications, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos which we publish daily. If you had forgotten this entire scandal, then surely the intro had refreshed your memory. But in case you don't remember still, or do not know what happened, then we'll give you another refresher. Monica Lewinsky was born on July 23, 1973 in San Francisco. In 1993, she enrolled at Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon, where in 1995 she graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology. And it is the very same year where, with the assistance of a family connection, Lewinsky got an unpaid summer internship at the White House, before taking up a paid position in the White House Office of Legislative Affairs in December. And curious, to all of you who love drama, there is plenty more to come. In 2018, producer Ryan Murphy, who is behind such productions as American Horror Story and Glee, had taken this scandal as inspiration for a new production that would show this mega controversy and feature Bill Clinton as the protagonist during his term in office, and that what almost cost him his power, and the story that was full of political trials and thousands of stories. In addition to the latter, it also questioned the type of relationship he had with Jeffrey Epstein. Though we're not going to deviate from the main topic, which is this brand new upcoming production that will bring you Monica Lewinsky's version of the story. And given that she will be a producer, many of you might wonder how an activist who had her own line of handbags has come to work shoulder to shoulder with Ryan Murphy. Well, that is something that Murphy had spoken about to The Hollywood Reporter, where he explained how he ran into Lewinsky at a party and told her that nobody should tell her story but she herself, and that it's kind of gross if they do. To which, as per the producer, she responded, "If you want to produce it with me, I'd love to, but you should be the producer and make all the damn money." And so, her wishes came true as Lewinsky teamed up with Murphy to produce FX's Impeachment, American Crime Story, and according to various media speculations, another of Monica's wishes came to be, as allegedly Ryan is taking all the money for this production. And if the title American Crime Story sounds familiar to some of you, their previous productions include The People vs. O.J. Simpson and The Assassination of Gianni Versace. And in fact, not long ago, FX has presented 3 new trailers to publicize the show where Beanie Feldstein will appear as Monica Lewinsky. As the trailer premiered, many had pointed out that the show looks very good, and although most people know the outcome of it, it is worth pointing out that the then 22-year-old Lewinsky had thought she was in a romantic relationship with the then president, and it will be interesting to see her version of the story, especially since the woman in question had worked on this show. Besides Feldstein, viewers will also get to see Sarah Paulson as Linda Tripp, Eddie Falco as Hillary Clinton, and of course, Clive Owen as Bill Clinton. The launch of this production, like many others, had suffered delays due to the coronavirus pandemic, but those of you who are eagerly awaiting it will be happy to know that it will be out on September 7th. So not long to go until we will be able to sit down in front of our TVs with some popcorn to relive one of the most controversial scandals that have involved the President of the United States. According to various media reports, Monica herself was allegedly skeptical of signing a definitive contract to reveal the full story. Back in 1999, she had cooperated with author Andrew Morton in writing her biography titled Monica's Story, which included her side of the affair, but at the time, she was restricted restricted as to what she could talk about publicly due to her immunity agreement, which expired in 2002. Speaking with Vanity Affair, she talked about how she was portrayed in the media. People have been telling my part of the story for decades, but I'm so grateful for the growth I've made as a society that allows people like me who have historically been silenced to finally reintroduce my voice into the conversation. This is not just an issue for me. Powerful people, often men, take advantage of their subordinates in countless ways all the time. Many people will see this as such a story, and for that reason this narrative is, unfortunately, timeless. So chances are, by putting this case under a magnifying glass once more, many will tune in to see the series for a chance to relearn the whole scandal from a different perspective. FX has done the same with its previous aforementioned series about Gianni Versace and O.J. Simpson, and at the time of the premiere of the latter, when many were quick to criticize the production that it turned a terrible crime into a piece of pop culture, giving more airtime to the Kardashian family. Remember, Rob Kardashian was one of the main lawyers in the case, though just like they planned to do with the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal, they were just showing the other side of the story. It is interesting to see if this upcoming show will face the same criticism, though according to sources, Monica will give the version of what happened and the facts presented in it will be surprising for people. And so, in another word curious, this upcoming production will offer a re-examination that some had pointed out is needed in the case of Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. Internet users had argued that the advancement in society, compared to the years the scandal took place, has changed many things, which include people looking at women as victims in the case rather than blaming them for everything. And in this case, Lewinsky is a clear example of having been the subject of public shaming in the 1990s. We might learn many new things that will surprise us, and even the CEO of FX, John Langdorf, spoke about the series and this issue, adding that this brand new show will shed light on the overlooked dimensions of the women who were caught up in the scandal and political warfare that cast a long shadow over the Clinton presidency. This show will shed light on the fact that Monica was deceived by a person that she considered her friend. And here we're referring to the late Linda Tripp, who was a civil servant who secretly recorded the phone calls that she had with Lewinsky. As we mentioned earlier, the former White House intern is now continuing her long fight for social vindication and is actively working on highlighting the dangers of bullying, especially cyberbullying, and in 2014 she had called herself Patient Zero with regards to it, and since then she had done several TED Talks on the issue, and in 2015 even became an ambassador and strategic advisor for anti-bullying organization Bystander Revolution. So as you can see, Curious, due to what she had gone through in the past, this is something that is very close to the activist who wants to tell her side of the story. So Curious, what is your opinion on this upcoming show? Would you give it a chance to see the story from Monica Lewinsky's perspective? Would it change your opinion of the former White House intern? Do you think that this series is the final step in her struggle to be a respectable person and that from now on she will be a symbol of harassment at work? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Until next time.